I'm Janet Conner, author of a few books I know you love. There they are, piled up in the next to the flowers. And the most recent, it's just celebrating her first birthday, is Find Your Soul's Purpose. Find Your Soul's Purpose. This is the third of the 5 things the soul wants and needs and simply will not leave you alone until you satisfy. And the third thing is the answer to the question, why am I here? Why am I here? Why did I come? What is my purpose? It's probably the paramount question in people's lives. If I have a purpose, if I know that there's meaning in my life, then it all falls into place. It all makes sense. I know what to do and how to do it. I know how to live. And without that foundation, life can seem very erratic. And right now, life is perceived as not just erratic, but frenetic. It's coming at us so fast. Everybody is talking about this speed right now. Change in politics, change in the weather, change in the government, change in relationships, change. And the old methods that we used to have, probably for decades, we have been practicing certain spiritual practices to ground ourselves, to slow down, to become mindful. And everybody that I am aware of is saying, wait a minute, that's not working anymore. Life is happening so fast that we feel like it's coming at us faster than we can handle. And it is. Here's at least 2 reasons that it is. Number one, and I've been talking about this in my Sunday notes from the field since the beginning of the year, since the end of last year. Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, Jupiter, which is obviously about expansion, bigness, moved into Scorpio, which doesn't happen very often, the tail end, the last week of October of 2017, and is going to be in Scorpio in your chart, in your life, through November of this year. Just a hair under a full year. So you know what that means? Ready or not, your mystical life is being expanded. So guess what? It would be really wise to cooperate with it, to do the work that your soul is asking you to do in order to live this expanded mystical life. Okay, if that weren't enough, and it is, then on April 15th of 2018, we stepped into our lunar year, the lunar year, the divine feminine. And every year has a particular symbol that represents the shift, the changes, the deeper understanding of the mystic that you are being invited to step into in this lunar year. Well, the symbol is, through imagination, a lost opportunity is regained. That's not obvious right away, right? Okay, through imagination, that's going to be very expansive creativity, imagination. But we're using imagination to revisit an opportunity that we did not bring into a full enough expansion in the past. And the astrologers are calling it our second renaissance. You, me, every single one of us in this lunar year is invited to enter your second renaissance. Doesn't that just sound thrilling? Yeah, I want my second renaissance. Well, do you recognize this person? Do you know who this is? This is me in 1975. This was my headshot, my one sheet for this. You recognize this? Do you know what this is? That is my Screen Actors Guild card, otherwise known as your SAG card. You can't get an acting job without your SAG card. And I was blessed, after studying acting very intensely for 3 years with some great teachers, Nina Foch, Sherman Marks, even Stella Adler. Oh man, she was scary. But there I am, and you can see that I paid my dues in 1975 and 76. But probably thanks to that picture, I got a invitation to audition for an Exxon commercial, and I did it up right. I mean, I was told what the story was about, and I came in my 1940s outfit, and my agent said, you came in second, they gave it to your twin sister. And because I had absolutely no money, no place to stay, I felt I had no choice at the time but to leave Los Angeles, and that meant saying goodbye to my acting career, because in those days, it wasn't as universal. Today, I think you can live almost anywhere in the world and still have an acting career, but that wasn't the case in 1976. I left in June of 1976. So when the astrologers talked about the Second Renaissance, I went to my deep soul writing and had a very long list. You can see my very long list there of opportunities that were lost that maybe I would like to revisit and revive and bring to life in a new, expansive, a Jupiter kind of way. But there was only one thing on this list that grabbed me. I want my SAG card. I want my SAG card back. And here's the amazing part, because we are now living in this faster world, so things no longer happen in a linear process. Here's the amazing part. I already was shown in a dream my gold Screen Actors Guild card, my SAG card. There's my very first drawing of it. I was trying to understand it after I clearly received it in a dream on March 2nd. And I wrote this description. I drew this weird thing with the curly cues, and it's kind of three-dimensional and rounded, and it has like moon pockets on it. And I wrote, beautiful gold card, a little bigger than a credit card, with curly cues on the edge, depression like moon on the surface. I think there are some words. I didn't know what it was. And then it came again right when the Second Renaissance began, and there I am, I'm drawing it again. And as I made my list of the things that I want to revisit, and I realized that what I want to revisit is my SAG card, I wrote about it at length with Sophia and realized that gold card, it is my SAG card, but it doesn't stand for Screen Actors Guild anymore. My Second Renaissance. And it's already been given to me. You've heard me talk about Sophia's Voice. That's the name of my year, and that's what I am about, ready or not. Prayer artist. This is all ways in which I can fulfill my life's purpose in a richer, bigger, deeper way. There is a direct connection between my life purpose, to use words to connect people to the light that's you, and my gold, revived, renewed Second Renaissance Screen Actors Guild. I'm not being asked to go back to Los Angeles and study acting. I am being asked to be a prayer artist. And I've already received all of my instructions. I know exactly what I'm doing. I already have my prayer intensive outline for next year. It came in my 10 minutes, sitting outside in Deep Soul Writing, because we are now living at the speed of love. So instead of pushing against it, instead of fighting it, instead of thinking, well, if I work a little harder, stop, get in the river. You can get in a tube in the river. And the river is moving at the speed of love, and you will be moved by the river into your second renaissance. And when you arrive at the speed of love, by cooperating with this new speed of life, your life will be one you adore. So how can you begin? Well, the foundation is your soul's purpose. My new gold SAG card isn't different from my original soul's purpose. It is the expansion, the Jupiter expansion, the second renaissance of this soul's purpose. And that is why, as much as I have adored writing all these books, the last decade of my life, and teaching these courses, it is time for me to put them down so that I can be Sophia's voice, so that I can be a prayer artist. I've been asked to create, I got the whole storyboard. In the first prayer videos, there's no prayer artists out there, and there's no prayer videos. This is not normal. But this is what happens when you're living at the speed of love, and I am on fire. I had my first performance and at the Unity of Minneapolis, and there will be more and more and more and more and more, because I am earning my second SAG card. And you know what it stands for? Sophia's Altar Girl. I burst out laughing and crying when that came through on my pages, because I am absolutely certain that there was a time in the ancient past when I was Sophia's Altar Girl. And I am Sophia's Altar Girl again. I am the voice of the divine feminine, expressed in and through and as prayer videos, prayer intensives. And so I invite you, please come be with me for the last live exploration of the mystical sacred spiral. Together, we are going to expand our clairs beyond anything you've ever experienced, so that you can see and hear and smell and taste and walk around in the mystic, going back in time and then exiting time altogether. And you will remember who you really are and why you chose this life. You will fall head over heels in love with your divine purpose, because it is a divine purpose. We say, oh, what's your purpose? It's not your purpose. It's a divine purpose, expressed the only way it can be, in and through and as you. And when you know that, and you know that you know it, it will be at the speed of love that you know and see and taste and feel how you, in your second renaissance, are bringing your soul's divine purpose to full expression, Jupiter-sized expansion. And the world is going to be so blessed by you walking in your second renaissance, your full, creative, glorious, divine expansion. Woo! I'm a little on fire. I'll be teary. I got to warn you in advance, it being the last time. There will be tears, but they will be tears of joy. Come, please walk the sacred spiral with me. We open on Tuesday, May 29th. You can read below for all the details, all the schedule, all the bonuses. There's so many bonuses in this particular exploration. Be with me to remember who you really are and create a life you love, centered on your soul's divine purpose, so you can live and love your second renaissance.